Hello, I'm Papa Joe and welcome to my home kitchen here in Mesa, Arizona. This video is to demonstrate the packaging process and assembly and labeling of one of my signature comfort crust cheese pizzas. This has that nice little signature on there, which I think really does good for this wonderful organic. I'm using organic in my sauce, and sometimes it's just a little runny, and what I'll have to do is add organic tomato paste to it to absorb some of that moisture and some of that water out of there. So this is what you end up with. There's no seasonings or spices in the sauce. It's straight from the can. And you will get a nice generous layer of sauce on each of these crusts. So you're gonna see this is exactly what I do for each of my crusts. These are baked the day before. They're allowed to cool, and then this is what I do with them from there. And I don't bake these in advance and freeze them. Nothing's ever frozen. And all the ingredients that I put on here are locally purchased from your normal supermarket. Now I could go the extra mile and spend on, you know, like your, what do you call that, the Parmigiano Reggiano cheese, but I try to keep the cost down. It's still a great pizza, but really to me the star of the show is the crust. So once the sauce has been applied, I will go ahead and sprinkle on some grated Parmesan Romano cheese. And I just go over the top with it. A nice layer over the top. And then I add the seasonings. And this is a blend of Italian spices. The only thing it doesn't have in here is garlic salt, parsley flakes, but it's got a bunch of things in there. Marjoram, thyme, sage, rosemary, oregano, basil. And again, I give that a nice little layer. And to me, what that does, I think, is when you bite into it, you know, you don't lose the flavor of the tomato, and you get a nice flavorful bite. So in every bite. So now we have here 6 ounces of whole milk mozzarella cheese. Again, it's not the top of the line stuff, but again, if you want to spend $20 for a pizza, then I will do the top of the line stuff for you. I don't put meats. I don't put anything other on here than cheese. I leave it that way so you can do whatever you want with it. If you got things sitting around, I don't offer sausages and peppers and all meats and all kinds of things to go on here. I keep it nice and simple. Just one option. I do offer the crust itself. The crust itself can be shipped. However, these, because of the cheese and the sauce that I just put on there, well, guess what? Now they got to be delivered, and I give them a 10-day limit. So if they're baked on the 17th, like these were, then I put a timestamp on the back of the package for the 27th. So you got 3 days to get it to you, and 7 days to enjoy it. And you could freeze them just as well. So once the cheese has been applied, okay, I think, let's cross my fingers here, because I am just now in the process of trying to perfect this. And let me get this over here so you can see this a little better. And that's really it, okay? And again, like I said, you could do, you know, once you get these home, you could do whatever you want to it, or you could eat it just the way it is. Now, I do have to put one little thing on top of here. I have a parchment paper here. All right, so on top of that, I have to protect it with parchment paper, which you're going to see that I'm going to remove once it's actually in the package. This is probably the hardest part of the whole thing. Getting the pizza in this package. I'll come up with an easier way of doing this. I'm going to have to. I know, right? A larger bag. Believe me, I've tried a few different things here. I know what's messing it up is this starter sleeve right here. Okay, so that can come out. This can come off. Now we have the pizza in the bag. From time to time, I'll get a little sauce accidentally on the plastic where the seal's gonna go. So I will end up wiping that off. I may have to go with bigger bags. And then I have my little heat sealer here. Which is also has to be just right. And it has to be plugged in. Now it's heat sealed, and then I'll go ahead and hit it really, really carefully with a heat gun and shrink it up a little bit. Sometimes it doesn't even need it. But at this point, I'll keep these chilled and provide them to you where all you have to do now is just pop it in the oven for 10-15 minutes and you've got yourself a perfect pizza. Don't bake it on the cardboard. It's got all the ingredients and instructions on the back, and all my labels are made in-house. So if I change anything with the sauce, or if I change the cheese, or I change the seasonings, then it's easy enough for me to change the labels as well. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope once you do that you'll leave me some kind of comments. I hope that after you enjoy one of my pizzas that you'll leave me a comment or share your review on what you honestly felt about the pizza. And I hope to hear from you. Thank you for watching and have a great day.